Another massive weekend of college basketball in the books. And who better to start the show with than a legend of the game? That's right, Bruce Pearl, who made some headlines this weekend, kicking off the show right now. We got Brandon Walker, Dave Portnoy here as well. Rico Bosco going to be talking hoops. Bubble, a lot to get to. Let's get it on right now on Wake Up Barstool. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. T-Bob A-Bear, Brandon Walker. There's Dave Portnoy. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It's going to be a very fun show. Dave, we're kicking off today's show with quite the guest.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl. Oh, that was a toss to me. I didn't know that.
Oh, that was a bad toss? Was that a bad throw? I thought that was like an underhand.
Lower than bring to him. Yes, we have Bruce Pearl coming in. I thought you were going to ask me how my weekend was. I was out in Oaklawn for my horse. It was Rebel Day. We came in third. And what you do is you support your kids. So I'm still wearing the merch. But there he is. There's Bruce. So how was that for the intro to bring him in?
Coach Pearl, thank you so much for joining us, man. How you doing today?
It's great to be with you. It's March, right? March Madness. It's here. So we're doing great to be with you.
Coach, you had a take, and I'm a Bruce Pearl guy, but this Miami of Ohio take, if they're undefeated in the conference, that they don't make the tournament, my eyes fell out of my head when I saw that take. And it takes a lot for me to start doing research. I'm not somebody who likes to do research. I'm a field guy. But you go to this MAC team, and you were in this. When you see a MAC team, you're like, oh, this team's going to be spunky in the tournament every year. And I'm like, am I making this up? Last 20 years, 7-19 record. That's pretty good for a mid-major in the tournament. So if you go undefeated, you're in. You are in.
There's no – listen, how am I going to get on Barstool? The only way I'm going to get on Barstool, because you guys don't call me all year long, like I'm not calling college basketball for Turner Sports or for CBS. I can't get on Barstool. Dave, you and I go way back. So what do I got to do? I got to say something that's going to piss you off,
all right,
piss you up, and go, you know what? We're going to call Pearl. I thought he was one of us, but I guess he's not. He forgets where he came from. Dave, my point was this. Are we going to select the 37 at large, because 31 are automatic, 37 best teams or the 37 most deserving teams? For me, Miami, Ohio is one of the most deserving. If they were a one loss, I would still put them in. But my point was the metrics and the way they determine the tournament, it's not set up for them. But I've said that if I was on a committee and they had one, maybe even two, you've got the human element that allows you to do it. But the math all by itself, it doesn't work for them.
So I think they're probably, I would say, deserving even best. And I'm not a math guy, but if you give me an undefeated team in that conference, my guess, if you put them in one of these big boy conferences, especially you look some of the down, the Big East or some of these others, they're going to be in the top half of that conference. I would.
No way. No way.
Yes way.
No way. No way. And you're a way better gambler than me. There's no chance. They're not built for the grind of a Big Ten or even a Big East. In the Big East Conference this year, they'd finish in the lower half. They may not finish last, but I'll tell you what, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
You think they could be a last place Big East team?
Well, who's the last place team? It would be DePaul. It'd be Marquette. I don't know. Now, I think over a long – now, can you have one shining moment? Can you be 9-17 the first round of the NCAA tournament, have that one shining moment and pull off the upset? Sure. But conference play is a grind. Look, I agree. They should be in the field with a loss. They've had an amazing, amazing run. But whatever I'll do, here's what I'll do. You and I will make a bet on their if they're in, we'll make a bet on their first round game, okay?
Well, yeah, and they'll be one of those teams, though, that no one's sleeping on because of that record. So their chance to pull an upset will be harder because they have that big
now
zero.
Now you're backing
I'm
off.
not backing up.
He's backing down.
You want to go to the gambling, they should be in.
He's backing down.
By the way, good timing because the number one story right now in college basketball is Chad Baker Mazzara, who played for you. I'm not quite sure what happened yesterday. He took a hard foul, from what I understand. Next thing you know, he's sitting in the front row eating popcorn next to a girl, and then he's off the team. So you coach this guy. What is going on there?
You know what? My grandfather always told me, if you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. But I've got something good to say about Chad Baker-Mazara. He helped us get to the Final Four. We won a league championship with him on a good day last year in the NBA draft. On his good day, he would have been about the 20th best player taken in the NBA draft last year on a good day. But we all know that Chad has bad days. So an incredibly talented kid with a real gift. You know, Dave, you've been around this long enough to know when somebody has it and somebody doesn't. Like, he's got just a really good feel for it. He knows how to play. He really competes. He just has been, his emotions at times have gotten the better of him. I have no idea what happened at USC. I just know what he did for us at Auburn.
He also, which my eyes fell out of my head twice. He's 26 years old. 26. You could be like a 4-year, 5-year veteran in the NBA at that age. We got guys playing, they're full-grown adult men playing college basketball.
No, it's crazy. Hey, let me tell you something. I had gone to Congress on a number of different occasions, and I know everybody listening sometimes gets frustrated with the NIL. First of all, the product on the court is amazing. The product for college football this year was amazing. So we've got something really, really to work for, and college sports are worth saving. In its simplest forms, what the United States courts have said is that the way the NCAA was structured from the very beginning all the way through is a huge antitrust Sherman Act violator. In other words, the university's making decisions that would affect student athletes and others. You can't make your own rules unless two things happen. One, will Congress give the NCAA or the conferences in college athletics some limited antitrust protection to basically operate the way we were, except do a way better job for the student athletes because we were ignorant and arrogant and foolish. And the lawyers for the NCAA 20 years ago all ought to be brought in a room and scolded for not recognizing what we had. Either Congress acts or Congress tell us you won't do it. Democrats and Republicans, tell us now you can't get this thing figured out. It's a political season. You're not going to do it. And then, David, there needs to be a complete restructuring. College football needs to be college football. College basketball needs to be college basketball. These conference commissioners have got together, and they need to unify their media rights because the money is there. The interest is there. I mean, look at the ratings for college football this year. It was only second to the NFL. College basketball, March Madness is going to be at the top, but we need to have Congress needs to act, or we need to have a complete restructuring.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, let's go back to the bubble real quick. Let's go back to the Auburn Tigers. The Auburn Tigers with a tough loss the other day, 6-10 in the SEC. It's now probably going to be an uphill climb. Can they make that uphill climb?
You know, they're a last four in, and you never want to be in the last four in because any upset in the tournament and you're the first four out. So they got LSU tomorrow. They've got to beat LSU. The last regular season game is at Alabama, and that's going to be hard. Now, we did win there last year, but Alabama's playing really well. They're a team right now that, as you're looking for who might be a Sweet 16 team that could slip into the Elite Eight, the way Alabama's playing. And so I don't know that they get that one. Here's what Auburn's got to do. They're going to beat LSU at home, and they probably need to win their first round in the SEC tournament. They've got 5 quad one wins. They've got the best win in college basketball on the road at Florida as far as that margin. It's either the best or one of the best. So they got a little bit more work to do.
And then you're going to throw on your Ohio shirt, and you're going to be rooting for them in the tournament. And I'd love to be behind closed doors if you have to cast a vote, and it's Auburn or a one-loss Ohio team from the tournament, and see which way this vote goes, because I got a feeling I know which way it's going.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no love of my son. I mean, there's no nepotism involved here.
All right.
I'm not.
No, Brandon,
I'm not in the
said
room.
it. There's no nepotism.
David, someday you'll give it to your son. Someday you'll give it to your son.
Yeah. And who should we be watching for the tournament? Florida has turned it on lately, playing great basketball. I'm obviously a Michigan guy, so I'm locked in on them. What's a team maybe that not everybody's looking at. We got Rico Bosco. I know you him. He's notorious. We ask him who you like. He gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 in the country. Who's somebody maybe off the radar?
All right, but first of all, it's Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Florida 4, UConn 5,
Houston.
I think a team answering your question now. I think right now Michigan State's playing pretty well, and I know it's hard. Like, it's just that they're not on anybody's radar to maybe make the Final Four, because I think those other teams are also strong. Purdue has dropped off a little bit. Illinois has dropped off a little bit. I think, because again, you're talking about getting fun. I think teams that could get hot, Alabama, Michigan State are two teams right now that I don't think people have in the Final Four that potentially could get there. And I'm not rooting for Alabama to get there.
No, I don't think.
Let's be clear on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've heard your feelings.
Like, I'm actually trying to put the ziggy on Alabama by including them in a team that could make a run.
Right. So
when they don't, people will be pissed off at Nate Oates.
So let's establish you've got no nepotism and no bias against Alabama, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I can see it. I can see you're right down the middle on this thing.
We appreciate you coming on, Coach. We need you for March. It's the best time for college basketball fans. So maybe we'll get you on again. But this is Miami, Ohio. That, like, you if you were baiting us, you did a great job. I was in the middle of something. I almost fell off my chair.
Got to do something to get on the bar stool, brother. Hey, and then next time, try to knock me off. Okay?
All right. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you there. That's Coach Bruce Pearl.
Now, what research did you do, Dave? You looked at one website and you came up with your opinion.
I got to tell you, this ChatGPT is a brand new world for me. I got everything. Last 20 years, 7-19 record, which, by the way, I would say that's a very, very good mid-major record.
That's fine, but what's that got to do with this year's Miami of Ohio team?
Are you serious?
I am serious. You're talking about. No. I know they're 29-0. They've got
because you can look at how a conference traditionally is, and they're pretty good in the tournament. If this was a league that hadn't had a win or one win in 20 years, you'd be like, well, this is a soft tournament.
Sure.
This is a tournament 7-19, and that is good. They're getting wins in the tournament. And then according to ChatGPT, the MAC is actually one of the best 13, 14 seed upsets conferences historically. Ohio, I mean, 2010, 2012, 2018, 2019, 2021, they won a tournament game. You don't think that carries weight when you see an undefeated team in the conference? You say this is a conference that can compete. You don't think that's related? So, what am I doing?
So the last win was 5 years ago. Now let's talk about this team. Let's talk about this team though, because I side with you a little bit. I think 29-0. I mean, what are we doing? We're going to talk about keeping a 29-0 team out, but I see where they're coming from. 321st strength of schedule. They have 0 quad 1 wins. They have 1 quad 2 win, I think. Like, they don't have anything.
I mean, it's tough.
They really haven't gone out, but that's my point. The conference, that you're not talking about a total weakling conference. You're talking, the MAC is a sparky, tough, always conference. So to go undefeated in that conference, you have to be very good. That's my point. This isn't what? Me?
What? I was going to say, eight teams since 1985 have been 29-0, so it's not easy to go 29-0.
No, we didn't think it was.
What did those teams do in the tournament, Meek?
I don't have a stat.
You're talking what? That St. Joe's team that made Sweet 16. You're talking
8-10. They made a good run. Didn't Wichita State maybe?
They ran into Kentucky.
But those are all great teams.
Yes.
Those all ended up being like, we can play with anybody. If you're undefeated in a conference in basketball like that, you elevate to, you have something special going on your team, and you 100% deserve the chance. Now, it is a conference that traditionally can play with anybody. I disagree with Coach Bruce Pearl that they'd be the last place team in the Big East. That's crazy. No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be the last team in the Big East either. I just think it's a fascinating thing. To me, the bubble's weak. To me, like, you're talking about a team like Auburn who's 6-10 in the SEC, and they're right there. Like, if Auburn's right there and they're 6-10 in the SEC, let's give the 29-0 team a chance. That's what
100%.
A 15-14 team, regardless of who they've beat, being on the fringe of the bubble is one of the most ludicrous things that we've ever seen. Like, that just can't be happening.
No, and they've been on the bubble for what, a month, and they're losing.
They haven't done anything.
They're losing to Ole Miss at home. They're losing to Mississippi State on the road. Like, this isn't a team that looks like they want it or deserve to be in it. So I have no problem throwing Auburn out.
It's just all off of brand name and what they've done under Bruce Pearl. If this was like, no offense, if this was Mississippi State in this situation with the same exact schedule, resume, et cetera, it's no question. They're way out.
Yeah, the tournament. If you're going to put this team in over Miami of Ohio, get out of the tournament, because I'll tell you what, I honestly would expect Miami of Ohio to do a better run than this type of team in the tournament. They're not going to make a run. And by the way, I don't think they should be in the playing games in Ohio, in Dayton, Ohio. I don't recognize those as real tournament games.
All right.
If you want to let these guys, the Auburns of the world, play in those games, I have no problem with it. But I don't like the small guys getting relegated. Put them in and let them play a real team.
All right, see Miami of Ohio for me right now. Where are you putting them?
They're probably like 13, 12 or 13.
So ChatGPT said. Do you understand why 7 and 19 matters now for this year's team?
No, it doesn't matter at all. The conference record, conferences go through ebbs and flows. So the fact that a MAC team won in 2021 doesn't do anything for me.
You can lead a horse to water.
I don't really agree with. I mean, yes, they go through ebbs and flows, but to a degree, that's more to me the ebbs and flows of it. Who's better this year, the Big Ten or the ACC or the SEC? Those ebbs and flows. But the smaller, tough conferences, I think you can pretty consistently be like, that's a tough. Whoever comes out of there is generally kind of similar. You may have a Wally's World or the Show Guy or whatever, but those teams are pretty good coming out of there, and they're similar. They play a similar Midwest tough, like inner city style.
Listen, I kind of agree with you. I just want to stop you from saying stupid stuff sometimes.
All right, coming up next, we got a lot of college basketball to get to. Some massive wins for the best teams, including the block runner M.
It's just a lot of stupid stuff.
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It is March, which means college basketball is taking center stage. One thing Coach Pearl was, by the way, one of the most charismatic people I've ever interviewed. What a charmer. But one thing he was absolutely right on, the product right now is fantastic. Mm-hmm. You have incredible freshmen who are going to be great in the NBA next year. You have great upperclassmen that have stuck around because now they can get paid and get better. And so all around the country, this is shaping up to be one of the best tournaments and one of the best teams, Dave, was on display Friday. We talked to LaFonso Ellis. He was hyping up Illinois. That was his dark horse team that could make a run. And then Michigan takes care of business. How we feeling about Dusty May and the boys?
Yeah, so, I obviously, this is very reminiscent to what I do with the Patriots. We are at the Final Four. T-Bob, don't do little side looks like that. We were at the.
I like looking at. I like looking at Brent. No, it's because I know you can see me. I'm not doing it.
I'm going to make a cogent point here, so let me finish before you do a side look.
Let the man make a cogent point.
How I feel about Michigan, and I'm bringing it all together. You want to know how I feel when we are at the Final Four every year? We go to the Super Bowl every year. About a month and a half ago, I called my girl Daniela. I said, you're going to have to book me through Monday and out on Tuesday for the Final Four, much like I did for the Super Bowl, because I expect to be there. Now, we didn't win the Super Bowl, but I was right we'd be there. I'm expecting Michigan to be playing on Monday night for the national championship. And by the way, I'm obviously a Michigan guy. You're not going to find too many people right now in the country saying otherwise. They're universally, them, Duke. A lot of people are saying, now, we did suffer an injury in this game that we'll see how much that plays. They're so deep, but LJ Kaysen sprained ACL, out for the rest of the season. He's the backup point guard, but he's been pretty effective all season. And, if our guy Gaudreau gets in foul trouble, who knows what happens there. So we did suffer a bad injury. Having said that, they're very deep. I assume Dusty May will be able to rotate it. And they just got a million guys they can throw at you in waves. I'm expecting to be there in Indianapolis. I'm expecting to be there through Monday night, and I'm expecting to have another Michigan national title. This school comes at you in waves. They come at you in waves. You think you can blink? Like, oh, we got through football season. Coach held the butter knife. You got some issues. We get a new coach in there. You think you can blink, and then the basketball team's coming at you. And if you like the ice, you like hockey, we're coming at you there. So this school wins on all levels. To answer your question, I'm expecting to be in Indianapolis.
Have you booked your trip to the Frozen Four?
The Frozen Four is generally right after. So if they're in it, I'll be at both.
All right, well, truth is this. The Patriots did make the Super Bowl run. They were a bad team, got lucky run. This team right here, and I hate it. I always give Dave credit when credit's due. This team is a legitimate national title contender, and I think the favorite. I think they overwhelm you. They're incredible. He's right. They're deep as hell. They just keep coming. They're relentless. And anytime a college basketball team is both talented and relentless, you've got something special. Michigan, unfortunately, has something special. I hope they get beat. I don't like to see him win, but this is a legit team he has on his hands. That's all I'll say. The Patriots run, lucky as hell.
Second. The advantage they have, it didn't pan out in Duke, but I think that loss will be good, is they have so many guys where if you have like one or two, even three that have an off night, you should have somebody on the bench somewhere who's can carry the load. They're just so deep, which is pretty unusual in this day and age. So, how could I not be happy? I'm looking at him right here. And again, Walker's a hater, right? He hates Michigan. It would kill him to have to witness another Michigan national championship. But everybody's saying that. I'm not saying Michigan is great.
So again, that was my side look, Dave. It's because I love, one of my favorite parts of this show is watching Brandon react to your continued success seemingly across all these sports. So Michigan, they're in that big three. It looks like Arizona's absolutely in that big three. They have the big win over Kansas.
Stop.
Can you put that up again?
Hold on. Stop with the big three. Stop with the big three. I saw it on the sheet. I saw Tanton and everybody put it on the sheet. There is no big three because Florida's coming, buddy. Florida has been one of the best teams in the country. That was going to be my question. Do they enter that mix? Like, who's the fourth team that you would put in? I would put Florida at number 4. And I think Houston, with their ability, with the shot maker they got and their ability to play defense, they play for a national title last year.
So you're not worried about the recent string of losses?
Not really. Okay. They play in an incredible conference. These Big 12 teams are all coming to this tournament tough and battle tested. They're in battles every single week. I think there's a top 5, a big 5 here, not a big 3.
Okay. Yeah, and then you get into the overall seeding because who's going to be overall 1? Duke right now?
Duke right now is overall 1 seed.
Yeah, you get, which makes sense because they beat Michigan. So Michigan's probably 2, and then that means the 3 and the 4 will end up having to probably beat one of these others that we're putting in there, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's a big advantage for Michigan and Duke right there. Because I don't know that we're going 6 deep.
How impressed were you all with Arizona this week? Of course, they suffered their first loss to Kansas a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And then talk about getting revenge, 84-61. And again, it wasn't like they like Kansas had a chance. Arizona was up big. Kansas comes all the way back, and then Arizona shuts the door at home to get the statement revenge win.
What I like about Arizona, they're not as defensively overwhelming as Michigan, but offensively they are. They everybody they put on the court can score. They got 5 guys. Whatever 5 they got, it doesn't matter where the ball ends up on a possession, it can go in the basket. Not a whole lot of teams are like that. And one night they can have this guy go for 30. The next night this guy can go for 30. You're talking about Berries. You're talking about Koa Pete. All these guys, and their center is, if everything fails, their center is just there to clean up everything. I think Arizona offensively is everything Michigan is. Michigan just has that extra notch defensively.
Mm-hmm. And defense wins championships. We all know that.
Sometimes.
Listen, there's a bunch of good teams. It should be a great Final Four. It looks like it's going to be pretty much a blue blood Final Four. You're going to have the brand names there. and we'll see how it shakes out.
Do you think
we'll see how it shakes out
in this new era of college basketball? You think we end up with the blue blood Final Fours more often?
Well,
than
listen,
not?
I don't.
Am I too reactive there?
I mean, 2023 we had the craziest Final Four we've ever had, right?
That's
With
true.
San Diego State and Florida Atlantic, and then last year we had 4 number 1 seeds. So it's just every year is a little bit different. There's nothing to say that Arizona can't lay an egg in this tournament. There's nothing to say Florida can't lay an egg in this tournament. It looks like these are the best teams, but that's why there's a tournament.
I mean, it is a question that I've had in the NIL era and moving forward with college basketball. And we see it a little bit in football, but these teams, and we have that 29-0, but they get pilfered, like the smaller teams, like I'm looking at Michigan, Lendenborg, like UAB guys. So these teams that make a run, the big boys can just say, we'll take you and we'll take you and we take you. So that could play out and be something that does make it harder for the smaller guys to make a run because they can't keep their teams together.
Dave, you mentioned that defense wins championships. I was reading this morning, according to Ken Palm, Duke, the best defense in the entire country. Boozer's running away with Player of the Year right now. How concerned are you as a fan of another real contender? Are you scared of Duke?
Listen, I'm nothing if not honest. Honest Dave. I'm straight out Gennaro. Of course I'm concerned. I mean, we played them on a neutral site and they beat us in a game, to be honest, that we made a little run, got it, but I never was like, oh, we have this game under control, and we missed open shots and things like that, but Duke's defense locked us down, give them credit. So, of course, I'm concerned. I hate Duke with a passion. I hate their fans. That guy, that mid-40-year-old guy who had the little devil ears on his head, I wanted to break his nose. So you want to talk, people think we're obnoxious. I mean, Duke, Michigan, people are rooting for Michigan. That's how much people hate Duke. So, but yes, I'm concerned. They're concerned, maybe not the right word. I certainly wouldn't be like, oh, we're going to roll through Duke. It would be a very tough game. And Duke is killing people right now.
Brandon, who's more obnoxious, Duke or Michigan fans?
I think he might be right. Like Dave, I've hated Duke my whole life. I mean, Duke's just a hateable team. It goes way, way, way back. I got a question for you, Dave. John Shire and this Duke team, Boozer, don't you find them a little bit more likable these days than they were?
You know why? What about John Shire? He said he got beat up
when he lied. Yeah,
and that's just what that is Coach K. He's saying. Somebody hit me with a wrench. He was acting like it was the Anchorman Channel 7 news fight. There's no footage of it. He's like, I got hit with a wrench. This guy got punched in the face. We got assaulted. No, you didn't. There's cameras everywhere. You're just lying. Duke Shire is very Duke.
Yeah,
he's very affluent and rosy when they win, and the other team's great, and then they lose, and he gives that type of press conference. That's Coach K. He's from the Coach K tree.
Yeah.
No, they are insufferable.
That was the one event that happened this year where I was reminded, oh yeah, I don't like Duke.
Well, they don't lose that often.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But when they lose, they make up lie. Oh, this guy, what was the Dylan Brooks, Coach K, when he said he was talking to him, they are insufferable. They don't lose often, but when they do, they're insufferable. Or they try to cancel the season like Coach K did. No, Duke, you are an insufferable jerk if you like Duke. There is nothing redeemable about the Duke Blue Devils. There never has been. That guy, do you know the guy I'm talking about? The little devil ears, I posted him. That guy's central casting. It's like, where do they get these jerks?
That was a beautiful anti-Duke rant there. That was gorgeous.
One of the better wins over the weekend was Texas Tech moving to 3-0 without Toppin, going into Iowa State, getting it done. It's Iowa State's first home loss of the season. Liam, Meek, anything from that game or your other big college basketball takeaways?
I just remember Rico Bosco had Texas Tech as one of his top 10 contenders and removed him off after a Toppin injury. Maybe let's put him back on because they just keep playing really well without him.
I think that's fair by Rico, though. When Toppin went out, everybody was like, this team's going to fall off, and they didn't.
When you make a take like that, you can also adjust when you have more information. You say, maybe they are a really good team.
Well, we'll have Rico Bosco.
They got a good coach. He's a good coach, so it doesn't surprise me that they were able to rebound it.
I don't want to do the beat-up Bosco playbook. But Gonzaga currently at 55-1 to win the national championship. After he gave them out, what odds did he give them out at the beginning of the season at whatever? That has to be the worst possible bet you could currently make on the entire board.
This is gotcha culture, and I'm not going to stand by it.
Yeah, well, Bosco has a soft spot for Gonzaga. Who did Gonzaga play in the national championship?
Baylor.
They played Baylor.
That was the most anticipated national championship game of all time. Baylor Gonzaga.
I've apparently got the riders after me. I didn't know. I can't keep my Barstool bits like straight all the time. So I thought Rico was a fan of Pitino and St. John's this entire time. And so I came out there, was tweeting positively about that.
What gave you that impression?
Well, because I just don't know. I don't know. I'm in my own world sometimes. I don't know what's what. And I just tweeted something about, wow, Pitino with the white suit after the bad loss. What impressive performance. And next thing I know, the Riders are just filling my mentions.
Yeah. Stock down on T-Bob.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned these guys. UConn, they're a team that I think you have to be scared of.
Absolutely.
The nature of the coach, the history, the program.
Yeah.
Even before, they're always a tough out in March. They seem to be the type of team, they make a run and they win the whole thing, or they're not. But I mean, I let you. Forget Duke, okay, because I hate Duke, and everyone knows Duke is good and the number one overall seed. So in hindsight, a really dumb question, T-Bob, to be like, am I worried about the number one team in the whole country?
Thank you.
Absolutely idiotic.
Yep.
It should have been, does UConn concern me or scare me if we played a UConn? The answer to that is yes.
Okay, so
that is a mid-team that I'd be like, ooh, I really hope I don't see UConn in Michigan's bracket.
All right, pull up the odds again, producers. I want to see.
They're like 16 or 17 to 1, I think.
At risk of another stock down, how do you interpret this, Dave? I know you're not the biggest analytic guy, but clutch possessions or when the game is within 5 minutes and within 2 possessions. Nobody in the top 10 has played more clutch minutes or possessions than has UConn, and they are dominating those possessions. They're outscoring their
that
opponents.
Seems to reinforce what I just said. I really, when those brackets come out, now this is one of those things, Mississippi State was good once, right? They had those 2 good guys, and LSU, I don't know.
No, LSU's gone. We've had.
But I'm just saying,
rounds.
I'll have my pen and paper out, and I will, be paying attention to the brackets. Who's in my bracket? I don't want UConn there. I can't be more clear. UConn, I want to see on the. Not only do I want to see UConn in my region, I don't want to see them on my side of the bracket. I only want to see UConn if it's a national championship game. Keep them the heck away from Michigan. That's a nod of respect to UConn. I want no part of them.
Mm-hmm. I want to push back on the big 3 thing too that you guys were speaking about, because Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida, based off net rankings in the 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 seasons, they would each be 1-1-1 and then some combination of 2 or 5 for Florida. Most of the time, if you're looking back in the last 5-6 years, those 4 teams are the premier teams in the country. So there's no big 3 or none of that. Big 4.
Okay, so you're saying Florida's officially
correct
because in college basketball circles though right now the 3 they're saying have it locked up.
Correct.
Writers are not giving Florida that same concession yet.
Florida's just catching fire. I mean, Florida's they beat Arkansas
by 30.
Arkansas.
Yeah, that was Bosco's pick. Bosco came on the very airwaves last week and gave us Arkansas. He says Arkansas can win the national championship. They lose by 40.
It's Coach Cal's tied for Coach Cal's worst loss of his entire career.
I actually agree with Bosco that Arkansas can make a run in the tournament, though. They got the guard who can do it. They've got a couple of tough losses down the stretch. They had that great game against Alabama. Now they get destroyed by Florida. But listen, Florida's destroying a lot of teams, and that was at Florida, so I don't really have that big a problem. I think Arkansas can make a run. Acuff is something to deal with, man.
All right, guys, when we get back here, let's talk a little NFL. The Combine's wrapping up. We got storylines popping out of there. So we got a few different plates that we're going to snack on and share. Coming up next here at Wake Up Barstool. What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. NFL Combine's rolling right along. So there's some Combine tidbits to get into. There's some rumors flying around. You want to start with Kyler Murray, Brandon, or where do you want to start at?
Fastest player at the Combine.
Oh, I knew it. This is your Mississippi State cat,
Brennan Thompson, Mississippi State, a legend, one of the best receivers in the country last year. Didn't get his due. He had the most plays, over 50 yards of anybody in the country. Great player, and he ran a 4.26 the other day. 4.26.
What round you got him in?
I think he might sneak into the second round. I think he could be a second or third rounder. He's very, very, very good down the field.
So the 40 times kind of interests me because that's incredible. But then Carnell Tate runs in the 4.5s. But like teams seem to not care, or they go by their hand timer. Like sometimes it's weird when it matters for a guy and when it doesn't. But 4.2.
Why was Schefter running interference for him, by the way?
For Tate? No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's actually been a very friendly reaction to Tate's time. Like everybody's basically been like, this guy's still awesome. I wouldn't worry about it. Liam, what was your reaction to Mekhi Lemon's interviews? His public interviews a little disconcerting as he was kind of snaking and seducing the camera, and then reportedly behind closed doors, it did not go very well with these teams.
Yeah, I know teams didn't really like it, but if you were watching him, did you see him do his gauntlet?
No, I mean, so
his gauntlet was perfect. He was in a straight line the entire time, didn't slither one bit. Mekhi Lemon's a killer when he's on the field. I don't know what was happening off field with this stuff going on. I wasn't really a fan of that. He really needs to clean up that interview process and not end up being a Keon Coleman. But Mekhi Lemon on field is one of the most fascinating players in the entire class.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Liam. Like the winner here is whoever gets Mekhi Lemon because maybe a team passed on him that would have taken him otherwise. Dave, did anything from the Combine grab your interest this weekend?
No.
Okay, what about this? Kyler Murray, this is kind of a story that we've been known is going to have for a while. Kyler Murray's agent now saying he wants to be released. It's likely that he will be. I think teams will be a robust market for Murray. What about the Vikings?
It has to be the Vikings.
Like, this could actually, I did not think I could get excited about a potential Kyler Murray pairing until I thought about the Vikings.
The Vikings, you could tell that coach is desperate to get out of that stupid draft pick they made a couple years ago, J.J. McCarthy, the handoff merchant. They chose the wrong quarterback. It ruined their season last year. You can't ruin your franchise any further. They got to go get Kyler Murray.
I disagree totally. And based on that draft pick, J.J. McCarthy, you're taking the intangibles. That's part of what everyone loves about him. He's a football.
When are they going to show up?
He's been absolutely hurt, but he's somebody who's in the playbook. He loves the team. He's a locker room guy. Everything we hear about Kyler Murray, that's a 180 from that. So I'd be surprised. I would take a shot on Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray can win. I think we talked about maybe there's some raps on what they think is the locker room. The guy, to me, he's still young. He's still, for a quarterback, he hasn't suffered any major injuries. He's electric talent when he's playing. So I would take a shot. I don't think it's the Vikings, but I would take a shot on him.
A team like the Dolphins seem like they've given up on Tua. The Tua thing is grating on them. They're about ready to get out from under that. If they could go out and get Kyler Murray, they got to do it. The Cleveland Browns, they're struggling right now. They've been struggling with quarterbacks our entire lives. They're trying to decide between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. If they had the capital to go get Kyler Murray, they should do it. Like, there's 5 or 6 teams that are in quarterback straits right now that Kyler Murray has the talent to pull them out of it.
So Malik Willis was named the NFL's #1 free agent. I assume I know y'all's answer here, but if Murray does become a free agent, is he immediately the top of that list?
I think he's ahead of Malik Willis.
I would agree with that.
I don't hate Malik Willis. I think he's fine. I think he's probably got some talent in there, but Kyler Murray, I know has it. Kyler Murray, listen, he's in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw a guy go to Arizona and change that franchise and change everything? Like, that's just a bad organization.
Carson Palmer.
I always
Palmer won. That's a long time ago now, though.
Yeah, I always think with a guy like Kyler, and I could be wrong. And again, I did a pizza review with him, but I don't know the guy. That when you hear, off the field or locker room, but you come off 7 seasons in Arizona, you have a lot to prove. You have that there is no wiggle room now to be the arrogant #1 draft pick or that. You are now on shot 2. You got to button it up. You got to zip it up. You got to be the locker room guy. You got to do all this. And if he does that with the talent, this guy could be a superstar. So I think you're benefiting from his failure, whoever gets him. You would think so.
Well, that's what Sam Darnold did, right? Like, that's the whole take on Darnold is that.
Yeah, but Darnold was never that ego.
No, sorry. I know he never had the rumors around bad body language, but without a doubt, one of the building blocks of Darnold's success is being an ultimate locker room guy. It's like he said, he's not motivated by the haters, he's motivated by his brothers. You saw how the team had his back throughout the season, throughout the playoffs, all the way through the Super Bowl. So, yeah, Murray needs to, humble himself if he is a bad locker room guy and take a page out of that playbook.
Again, I
saw
don't know.
a lot of it with the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Corey Dillon, Randy Moss, these guys who supposedly were problems in locker rooms would come to an established locker room and flourish.
So who was taller during the pizza review, you or Kyler Murray?
I was.
Wow, I figured.
Yeah.
Is that a red flag, Brandon?
Yeah. I think
we were pretty close. We were pretty close, but I think I had him by a whisker.
You like Malik Willis as a I'm going to hand my franchise over to
So
him?
this is what I was going to say. It is a small sample size, and I think people still have some probably misguided but understandable kind of Matt Flynn.
It's
echoes.
Matt Flynn part 2.
So yes, but I mean that's still. I don't know. There's nuance in that situation. You're going to be taking a risk. So how about this question? Because Malik Willis is going to get paid. Daniel Jones is probably going to get paid. Who would y'all feel more comfortable handing over your franchise to and giving, 30, 40, probably $40 million a year is what you're looking at?
Okay, so this is an interesting question. You have to, with Malik Willis, you're betting on his ceiling being higher than it has been so far. With Daniel Jones, you know the ceiling. Daniel Jones, you know that there is a limit to what this guy's going to do. If you are comfortable getting your 9 wins a season or 10 wins, or maybe even 10, you maybe roll the dice with Daniel Jones and you go with him and he's a safe pick. Malik Willis is the ceiling pick. I personally would go with the ceiling guy because I don't think Daniel Jones can go win 14 games and win a Super Bowl.
Why do we think Daniel Jones is a safe pick? He's coming off a torn Achilles. We likely already saw the best of Daniel Jones last year.
I'm using safe pick almost as an insult here, Meek.
Yeah,
I'm not using it as like a compliment.
I would go Malik Willis.
So, Brandon, before I correct you, let me ask you, are you taking is the injury why you're saying it? Because before he got hurt, the Colts looked like a Super Bowl worthy team. Now that's a major injury. Are you saying he's not going to come back from that?
I feel like they were already turning back into a pumpkin before he got hurt. I don't remember exactly when he got hurt, but they were already turning into a pumpkin. That 8-1 start or whatever it was already going south before he got hurt.
They had the Chiefs on the ropes, remember, and then the Chiefs pull it out, and that's when everything.
The Chiefs weren't that good.
Yeah, I know, and that's when everything kind of crumbled. But Jones was playing hurt already at that moment.
Yeah. I like Daniel Jones. I think a healthy Daniel Jones can definitely get you to the Super Bowl. I don't know how you evaluate that injury. I don't know what he's going to be like coming back. I'm not sold on Malik Willis. I'm not, people fall in love with these backups who get a couple games in, and you see it a lot. Fitzmagic, you see it with guys who are career backups and who can look really, really good for 3 or 4 games. Yeah, and then when they get the starting job, the keys, it all kind of falls apart. So I am not sold on Malik Willis. Give me Daniel Jones.
I know, but it wasn't long ago that Malik Willis was a very polarizing and highly thought of draft pick, draft prospect, and then he goes to a dumpster fire in Tennessee. You guys were talking about who goes to Arizona and finds success, who goes to Tennessee anymore and finds much success in a post-Vrabel world, and then he's cut out for Will Levis shortly after. He needed to be a backup in Green Bay. He needed to learn. He needed to learn from smart, intelligent offensive minds. And as funny as it is, learn from a young Jordan Love. I think Malik Willis is the most exciting free agent pick out there. I'd rather invest in him.
You can have him, Blutman. You can have him.
I'll take him then. Dave, I'll take him then.
Cheers.
Thank you.
When you Super Bowl, Malik Willis.
Cheers to you. I'll have a better shot at winning than I do with Kyler Murray while he's up till 3 a.m. with
I've seen more Super Bowls in my time than everybody in this entire set.
And they were all done without Lil Kyler.
I know what Super Bowl quarterbacks take. So
Kyler Murray will never sniff a Super Bowl.
Careful.
Oh, let's go, Liam.
That'll never happen.
Liam, you're on fire right now. Would you like to wax poetic about your guy, Jennings Dunker?
Yeah, I love
the combine this weekend, looking like a real-life Tormund Giantsbane.
I love him.
What did you just say? What?
What?
A real-life what?
Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones, the giant redhead wildling. Oh. It's like exactly who Jennings Dunker looks like.
This was exactly what was going to happen. The NFL Combine is made for guys like Jennings Dunker who have this look, that flow, and they blow up from a draft prospect profile solely because they look like my third cousin.
God, he looks incredible. Look at that mullet flowing through the air. Brandon, I had a question for you.
He's the man.
You're a Cowboys fan.
No.
Jeremiah Love was asked about America's team, and maybe he was feigning ignorance, doing a bit, but he didn't know who they were. He said, I mean, who are you referencing here?
Yeah.
Is that fair? You think Love was playing dumb here?
That's a little gamesmanship and a little bit of tongue in cheek, I believe, or maybe he was just correct. I thought the more interesting thing with Love this weekend was when he said he came out and said, by the way, I really want to go to Michigan. Did you guys see that? Where he was like, I was going to go to Michigan, and then something happened, and he went to Notre Dame?
No,
No, I didn't see that, but who wouldn't want to go to Michigan over Notre Dame? They probably didn't recruit him. We got too many people. But I do have a question, Walker. This quarterback that set all the combine records from Arkansas, I believe. He's like Anthony Richardson 2.0.
Oh, yeah, Taylen Green, yeah.
Top 10 quarterback. Now, this is where the combine gets a little screwy. Anthony Richardson blasted up the rankings, right?
Sure.
Because he did all this stuff. What do you think of this kid? Is the same thing going to happen, or are we just?
I don't think anything of this kid. I think this kid is a guy that you look at the athleticism, and you look at the measurables. Oh my God, he's 6'4", 6'5". He can run. He got a rocket arm. I mean, Joe Milton exists. Anthony Richardson exists. There are guys that are built for this combine that are not built for the football field. They went 0-8 in the SEC, T-Bob. And listen, they had a bad defense, a terrible defense. But when it came down to it, this guy couldn't do it.
But he was.
Our NFL team is gonna like.
I think Anthony Richardson has kind of corrected their thoughts on this for the next 5 or 6 years.
I think comparing him directly to Anthony Richardson is not a bit unfair. I mean, Anthony Richardson barely played. Taylen Green played a lot more football.
And lost a lot more.
I know, yes, but Florida was a more competent program.
Boise State was happy to see him walk out the door. Arkansas gets him. They win one conference game in 2 years.
The only reason that Arkansas was in any of these games was because of the offense and because of Taylen Green. Now, granted, he had a knack for like finding the turnovers that would eventually screw it up. Like he found ways.
You act like that. You act like that's a character trait. That's just being a bad quarterback.
I agree, but what I'm saying is Anthony Richardson was so much more. He just played so much less football than Taylen Green has.
Well,
and I think that works in Taylen
Darnold is a quarterback who turned the ball over a ton in college at USC because they always had to score and they were behind and they didn't have a good defense and they didn't have a great line. And he learned, and I thought watching him out, I'm like, this guy's going to be good. So Arkansas, if you're playing from behind and they have no defense and you got to throw all the time, you will sometimes walk into turnovers.
I actually feel a bit different than Brandon. Especially in this quarterback draft class where you tell me Ty Simpson's QB2? Yeah. Like, if I need a quarterback, dude, why would I not gamble a little bit and roll the dice? And can I develop this freak?
Ty Simpson is 10 times the prospect of Taylen Green, of this guy.
But
Ty Simpson got hurt halfway through the season, and that's why he tailed off.
Standpoint, yes, but if we're talking about the raw physical potential combined with what you saw in college, yes, there is something incredibly exciting about gambling on Taylen Green.
But when will the tide turn of what we saw in college, guys being bad quarterbacks in college, then they get to Indianapolis for 3 days, put shorts on, they run a 4.3, they hit all their passes, and they do things. That doesn't matter.
Because when Taylen Green was good in college, he looked awesome. And I don't know if I agree that he was quite as bad as you're saying. I think he was like on the Jets, basically. I think Arkansas, he was fighting an uphill battle in a really good conference the entire time.
They were all fighting an uphill battle.
The thing about the combine, which I love and hate and everything, is you have so many people. And I think I've said this. If you meet somebody that's like, oh, I'm an NFL GM or a scout, you automatically are like, oh, well, they must know their stuff. Like they're an expert in the field. Like if you meet a surgeon, you're like, oh, you know how to do surgery. But there's so many morons in these front offices. Like 75% of the teams are just missing every single year. You don't. And this is the person working in the NFL front office is no smarter than the three of us sitting on this couch. They miss more than we do. So when you ask Walker, how long are they going to fall for this trap in the combine? They don't know what the hell they're doing. That's why. Like there's so many teams. There's more misses than hits. So, I don't know how these people end up with these jobs, but to act like they're some sort of expert, they know what they're doing. They're measuring the fingernail to the middle of the finger, and this guy did that. They don't know what the hell they're doing. That if they did, they'd never miss, but they miss all the time. Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick.
All right, hour 1 in the books, hour 2 coming up, and you see our guy right here, Rico Bosco. Here to talk some college hoops. I apologize, Don Rico. I meant no offense. We'll get into Rico Bosco college basketball talk next here on Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's hour 2. It's college basketball season. Who better talk to? We do it every Monday than our guy, Rico Bosco. Rico, what's up, man? Again, apologies for this weekend. I had my St. John's and Patino wires crossed. Obviously, I would never purposefully try to slight you. I just want that very much on the record.
Nah, it's all good. You were a good sport about it. But that white suit is something. It's a good narrative. I mean, he breaks it out. It's automatic. So credit to Patino, credit to St. John's. I like all the other guys wearing the white suits too, all his boys. So that was it was a good one.
All right, guys, let's get into bubble teams then. And how we're gonna do this? We're gonna throw a team name out there. Tell me if they're in or out. Kind of kick it around. Let's start with Ohio State. Mark Titus's guys coming up with a big win this weekend. What about the Buckeyes, Rico?
Yeah, I mean, you've beat Purdue. That's going to be a big. They finally got the marquee win that they needed. 8-11 against Quad 1 and Quad 2, playing a brutally tough league. They cannot go out in the early rounds of the Big Ten. I think they got to get to the quarters. But I would say they were trending out. I think they're leaning back towards in.
What about you,
Dave? What do you got?
All right, cool.
I don't think beating Purdue at this point. I mean, Purdue is kind of limping around. I don't know how big of a win this actually is. I've Ohio State out. I'd like to see him in. I think it's better, even though I hate him. But it gets the juices going here in this office. But I just not a big win to me.
Yeah, it seems like Purdue is just constantly, whenever they get on the big stage, just failing. What about UGA out of the SEC, Rico?
Yeah, so the SEC is interesting because I think the way it's laying out, they have the most bids in right now. And obviously last year they had like 14. They got a big one coming up with Alabama down the stretch here. If you look at the last 4 buys on a couple of different things, it's all SEC teams. Georgia, Missouri, A&M, and Texas. I think the SEC has 2 to 3 like elite teams, if you want to put Arkansas in that, or if people are clarifying
Arkansas
Alabama.
lost by 40, right, this weekend, yesterday?
Yeah, they did. And I know you're gonna pick on. I know you're gonna pick on me, but the big guy, the white whale,
I'm
big
just
white
asking
whale,
because
after I say it Monday, is tweeting that they're gonna make the Final Four. So 2 guys are wrong.
Team,
I'm
right?
just saying.
You said they're an elite team, and they lost by 40.
In terms of elite seed, top 4 is in the elite seed.
You said they're elite. They're elite. I don't know.
They're trending back down to a 5. Bama's playing it up to a 3.
Can you be elite if you lose by 40? That's all. Can you be elite if you lose by 40?
Just say yes, Rico.
Say yes. Elite seed.
Rico, I'm just saying. Actually, we on this show we had Johnny Fanta and you on last week. I said, give me somebody to watch out. I believe Florida was 16-1. You gave Arkansas. He gave Florida. Florida then beat Arkansas by 40. They're now 8-1. Their odds actually went in half from Johnny Fanta when he gave it out.
And then on Twitter 2 days later, he's like, I like Arkansas. So who's the real idiot?
Yeah, I don't know. You who's the real idiot? You.
Yeah, I know, but then he's an idiot by company by having the same opinion. So it is what it is.
I can only go on what is said on this show. And last week on this show, we asked you and Fanta to give us dark horses. Florida was 16-1. Fanta did this. He did this to the camera. You said Arkansas. They played each other. Florida won by 40. And then you came on right here and you just said Arkansas is elite.
I said, depending on seeds, Bama has moved ahead of Arkansas in terms of seeds. So Florida and Bama, elite seeds. But the rest of the SEC.
Did you say seeds?
I just said it now, yeah.
But did you say it the first time? If you did, I apologize.
So, yeah, I believe so.
Did he?
I don't know.
I don't know. But he said it now. He's contextualizing now. He's explaining himself.
The SEC's got a lot. It's got a lot of mid in the middle, and then you got a bunch of teams that they're given the justice to make the tournament that I don't know how great they are, but you get the nod in these big leagues. Like if you look at a team, I like New Mexico. 8-6 in Quad 1, Quad 2. And I'll tell you what, the Mountain West, for as much credit or discredit as people want to give the Mountain West, Nevada, San Diego State, Utah State, Colorado State, all tough places to go play. You don't see a lot of major coaches and major high programs be willingly going out west to play in the Mountain West because it's brutally tough with their environments and it's a good league. So a team like New Mexico, I'm giving a lean over Indiana, who's 4-12, with a ton of opportunities. New Mexico seems to have done more with their opportunities. So I like New Mexico more than Indiana.
Hi, Rico.
Head-to-head with resume.
Rico, Brandon Walker, Barstool Sports. What do you make of Miami of Ohio, 29-0? Dave?
We had friend of the program, Bruce Pearl, on. He said he hated Alabama and Nate Oates. He was really killing them.
He did.
As he should. I mean, that rivalry is good for the sport. The SEC has moved its way up into basketball relevancy. Following Brandon, I don't think you would say they were the power that they've been in the last 4 or 5 years, 10, 15 years ago, right? Obviously, the 2 Florida championships.
Miami of Ohio. Stay on brand.
Okay, got it. Miami of Ohio, I think, should be in. Now, again, nobody has played them. They got no quad one even appearances. They don't have any losses, but nobody wants to play them. If you win at a certain point, winning all your games, like, they got to be in before a team like, again, Indiana. I know the Indiana guys are going to get mad at me, but you win all your games. Like, what are we doing?
Who are the Indiana guys?
White Boy Rick. I'm trying to think.
Kadick.
I don't know his program.
Titus has a little
Indiana,
bit
Miami of Ohio versus Auburn.
Tough. Auburn's got a lot of quad one wins, but Auburn, I would go. Teams like Santa Clara, I would say no. So Miami
of Ohio versus Auburn.
In terms of the last at large, I would go. I'd go Auburn. I'd go Auburn.
Are you at the dentist chair right
I'm
now?
making sure I'm getting the answer right.
The question.
You got your 2 nerds back there. You got Neely Boy. What's his face? Blutman's already dunking. Like, the Gonzaga's so bad. Hey, did you know Huff was going to get hurt? Blutman, then give me the lottery numbers for tomorrow.
You have the right answer. I just want you to say it.
8, 17, 24, 26,
Wait, have
52.
you answered Miami of Ohio versus Auburn yet or not?
Yes, I would take Auburn based on how many quad one wins they have. Now, Auburn's got to get to the SEC semis. They cannot afford another bad loss. Then it flips to Miami of Ohio.
So you're not on Miami of Ohio.
In just that one sense, Auburn's got a better resume. Yeah.
No.
How do they have a better resume?
Well, they played teams.
They got blown out by all of them.
Rico,
all
do
of them.
you
No,
know
they
that
have-
the
no, they
MAC
have
is one of
wins,
the
man.
best conferences in the tournament,
It's
mid-major?
interesting you say that. Yes,
Hit him
I
with the
do know that.
ChatGPT.
Because you know who won in 2018 and 2019? You said 7 wins, right? You know who's got 2 of those? Took them to back-to-back second rounds?
Yeah,
Knocked off
Buffalo.
Arizona in the first round? Yeah, Buffalo. You know who the coach was?
Nate Oates.
Exactly. So there you go. So yeah.
ChatGPT.
Ohio, they're one of the best. Their record is 7-19 in the last 20 years. That's pretty good in the tournament. You don't want to put an undefeated team. You want to put Auburn in. It's crazy.
No, I love Miami of Ohio. 5 sweatsuits.
You do not
Miami of
love them.
Ohio loses a
You do not love them.
If Miami of Ohio is in, obviously they're going to win the conference. If they lose in that MAC final, they're in over Auburn. Still to be determined here. So, but right now, I lean Auburn based on those quad one wins.
Okay.
Man, gotcha culture alive and well in the Monday group chat.
Well, you are. It's not gotcha with Gonzaga. You have some sort of demented blind spot with Gonzaga. I've tried to talk. You almost got fired from being our college basketball expert when you said they're going to the national championship. You locked them up. You embarrassed the whole company. You remember those?
You've never had a bad bet or a wrong pick.
I have, but not like that.
I didn't know Huff was going to get hurt. They got a ton of talent.
Every year it's Gonzaga with you.
They're very good. I mean, Michigan beat the hell out of them. That's when I placed it. And then I didn't think they'd lose the rest of the way. I didn't think a guy would go down. But no, they're not, they're not as elite as I thought they were.
How is your portfolio doing? Remind us of your portfolio.
Sure. It's Gonzaga at 15 and 45. Michigan at 16. Iowa State at 14. Texas Tech at 22. Bama at 25. And BYU at 18.
Did you
So
take
Michigan's
Texas
an
Tech?
improvement.
I took Texas Tech before the Toppin injury. But let me tell you something. Atwell and Anderson, 19 and 13. I think Texas Tech, you guys talk about Final Four sleepers. You had Bruce Pearl. Texas Tech is still the toughest out. A super, super tough out. Next man up mentality. I like McCaslin. Defense, I think they're going to be a tough out. And the other one is probably Wisconsin. If you look at this bracket, 6th best offense since the turn of the calendar in 2026. They've beaten Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, and Iowa, and still have an opportunity with Purdue. You like the guards in Boyd and Blackwell. Boyd played at a Final Four with
What are
FAU.
you reading? Are you reading something?
I make sure I have my fucking wins across the board. Yeah, they're wins across. They still got Purdue. You don't want to misinterpret it. Yes.
I was wondering how you're reeling those off.
You have it
what
off,
do you have? You have like a board set up?
Yeah, have it set up. This way you have it.
Good.
set
That's
with
being
leverage.
prepared.
Notes. You got a note. Hold up your notepad, big guy. Hold up your notepad.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't have a notepad.
You write everything down. You always have.
No,
With
he's
your
on.
stuff
He's
up,
on.
You always hold it down.
He's on Chat
Write it down,
GPT
and
now,
this way you
Rico.
have it.
He's on Chat
way you have
GPT now. He doesn't use notepads anymore.
Yeah.
All right, fair
Here,
enough.
I'll show you.
Yeah, if you look at a 7,
this is what's going on right here.
I like it. I like it. But yeah, obviously, I think Wisconsin's a tough out as well. So a 7, they could be a really tough matchup for a 2 seed.
Rico, you shot down Miami of Ohio. Give us a different mid-major to buy in on. I know you mentioned New Mexico as well, but some sort of Cinderella. Talk to me about Belmont or something.
Yeah, I like Belmont. Tough one yesterday with the loss, but the ship is getting crowded. But Blutman knows, because I had him pull up the tweets last year, whatever the opposite of freezing cold takes is, that's where I am with South Florida. You got the shark in the water, Brian Hodgson, one of the most impressive guys in the business, from the Buffalo and Alabama system, was a nose hair away from 2 tournaments at Arkansas State, which is a brutal place to go win. Everybody's jumping on South Florida. Pinion can shoot the hell out of it. Isaiah Nelson's one of the best players in the country inside. Wes Enos, they're really, 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 really good. And South Florida as a 12 is somebody nobody wants to see.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't get credit for 12s around these parts because 12s are the teams that everybody expects, the 12-5 matchup. But I will say, a lot of times, it's the teams like all the heat with Miami of Ohio, I don't know that I'd take them because people circle them. It's like, how can you can't look past a team with a 0 in the loss column. So I feel like in the tournament, a lot of times the teams that make the runs are the teams that aren't crowded on the deck. They're the ones that come up, you never even paying attention to them.
Brandon, why did you roll your eyes on the South Florida part just now?
Because I believe he likes to coach only because the coach came from Nate Oates.
That's a fact.
Brandon, have you watched them play?
South Florida?
You're doing dumpster diving on Saturdays and Sundays.
I am dumpster diving. And by the way, you've asked to go with me. You've asked to go with me.
I will, but I'm not judging. Like, you go do your collecting and all that. That's your hobby. I'm locked into the mid-majors. I've been to Arkansas State 2 times.
Yeah. On our dime. On our dime. This guy went to Arkansas State on our dime to go pal it up with his coaching tree, buddy. Like, we care about going to Arkansas State.
Absolutely not on our dime.
Oh, you paid for it?
They took care of us, yes. Us and Frank.
Yeah.
No, but the point is, if the South Florida
Arkansas State, their athletic budget paid for Rico Bosco to come to Arkansas State, that looks like an infraction. Imagine being Arkansas State. What is this line in the budget? Oh, some guy, Rico Bosco, we flew him out to come to Arkansas State. Who approved that?
NIL, they got big donors out there. Shout out Ted.
I'm sure that's a hotbed.
Yeah.
Shout out Ted.
Shout out to Ted.
Rico, Jelly Walker captured the hearts of many a few years ago. What mid-major player is going to do that this year?
You said it with Belmont. Tyler Lundblade can shoot it from anywhere. He's got Golke-type vibes where they get him off curls, they get him off flares. He's going to be firing from deep. I love Lundblade at Belmont.
Okay, Rico, stick around because we got DJ Chuck coming up next, a man who suffered at the hands of Miami of Ohio. But remember this, guys, if you love college basketball, okay, there's a lot coming up this March, including the College Basketball Crown. This April, 8 teams from the Big 10, Big 12, and Big East are headed to Vegas, where they will compete for a $500,000 NIL prize pool. If you want to play on your trip and get your tickets, visit collegebasketballcrown.com. More Wake Up Barstool coming up next. Again, we're going to talk to DJ Chuck. Rico's sticking around. More college hoops. Don't go anywhere. This is Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Hey guys, welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. There was a video that went viral over the weekend. There's been a lot of Miami of Ohio talk today. And Miami of Ohio head coach Travis Steele, they're on the road to Western Michigan. They're losing going into half. And Travis Steele is not pleased. He's so displeased, in fact, that as he's coming off the court, he assaults a speaker. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You got the in-stadium DJ, our guy DJ Chuck there. Travis Steele's leaving. He throws the speaker onto the ground, and Chuck, our guy, he's sitting there like, what the hell, man? Chuck, what happened? What was your reaction when Travis Steele just assaults your speaker like that?
Well, first and foremost, Matt, thank you guys for having me. Let me kick out my disclaimer. I'm not a spokesperson for the Western Michigan University Broncos, nor do I'm sent on their behalf. So I just wanted to get that out of the way now. But to answer your question, man, it was a first initial shock. Like, I know this didn't just happen. And yeah, and so it happened so fast, man. It's really quick. And as we're seeing and watching the tirade, yeah, it is right there. So as we, I'm watching, we're trying to clear the court. So as everyone knows, this is broadcast, this is live, this is prime time, this is CBS Sports. We got full production, right? And so they're losing at halftime. Western, we taking care of business. He's totally upset, and we're trying to get him off the court so we can get halftime going. And there's plenty of room between where I am and the tunnel or entrance to the visitor locker room. And man, he just, as you see right there, he just comes and just debows. And so the clip cuts a little bit, but there was a little dust up there, man. So yeah.
Is that your speaker or the school's property?
Oh, that's my gear.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now what's is it broken? Did they contact? Are they like, hey, we're gonna pay for that? What happened? What's the follow-up?
Well, we're still in logistics about that, but there's going to be a replacement and reimbursement for sure. Yes, and it is broken. Yes, and so what people don't understand as well, that speaker is not standalone. That was actually plugged into my board. So when he pushed it, it yanked everything, which caused a short in the booth output of my board as well. So it wasn't just the speaker. The speaker is what people see went flying, but they didn't see the cords that were plugged into it and how they were plugged into my actual unit that was on the booth. So everything got shifted. So yeah, it was a.
Has anybody reached out from Miami of Ohio?
Yes, I will say that they I had immediately after the game, one of the assistant coaches came and he apologized. Emotions were still high, so but he did apologize. And then there was another assistant coach that reached out to me via email. And this was all within probably, I won't even say the next full 24 hours. So this happened Friday. A lot of the email and text came like Saturday, midday into the evening. Eventually, Saturday evening, I did receive a text from Coach Travis Steele wanting to have a conversation. So we've missed each other a couple of times. So that conversation is yet to be had. But I will say that two assistant coaches, and the head coach have now reached out, and I know that my AD, who's phenomenal, is Dan Bartholomew. He's actually been in contact with Miami's AD as well, and some things are being worked out there. Of course, now the conference is involved, MAC conference. So it was, unfortunately, fellas, that moment took away from a great game.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
On the flip side,
yep,
it is what college sport, like I'm always a coach freak out guy. So like it adds for me to the rivalry. Like what were you saying to your crew there? It looked like you were kind of reenacting to your inner circle there. Like he came, he just pushed it. Like what were you saying at that moment?
I wish I could tell you I remember, but those are my guys, man. And everybody was just checking to make sure that I was okay. And I'm like, I'm okay. It wasn't me that he put, but given a moment, everybody's asking, man, you're okay, kind of get your energy down. Cause I had to get back on headset, man. I had to reset up. That's when I discovered it wasn't working. And so I had to get set back. I had to get back on headset. I had to tap back in with our producers and everything like that. Cause show must go on, man. Show must go on. And so that was just my guys, just making sure that I was okay. And, but again, what you don't see is just a little dust up that happened right up under the tunnel there. And so that's what the concern is. If you see the push and you see he actually points at the cop as you walk past, you see the rep, boom, he talks to the cop right there. And so when he gets to the entranceway of the visitor locker room, he didn't go in the locker room. He was still going at it just at the so that part you don't see on camera.
Who was he dusting up with?
Man, me and anybody around from Western that could get an earful. And so there's other video angles out there. You have, I think one is on your link from a guy that's, if you scroll down a little bit, I'm not for sure, but so there was a little altercation there. There wasn't any fisticuffs or anything like that, but it was a dust up.
So let me ask you $1 million question. We've debated this all day in the show.
Sure.
The head coach, Miami of Ohio, just assaulted your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They're a rival. They're also undefeated. So Bruce Pearl, we had on this show earlier, said he doesn't think they get in if they don't win the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in either way in your book, or do they got to win the tournament?
I believe that they. I think one loss gets them booted. When you deal with conferences and when you deal with strength of schedules, all of those things to be considered, but you can't take away. I mean, the record is the record. You see a lot of back and forth with the strength of schedule, but you can only play who's in front of you. You can only play who's on your schedule. And like I said, they're a pretty good ball club. And that game was that was a battle. It was a great game, but I think they get popped.
And are you rooting for or against them as a conference like?
Are you serious with that question?
Well, I don't know.
Tell him, Chuck.
I don't know if you root for your conference, even if you get your equipment.
No, man. It's either the Western. It's the Western or nobody, man. If we're talking about conference, it's either Western or nobody. That's it. Everybody else, if it's not Western, it's not the Broncos. Yeah.
All right, Chuck. So you said you've missed David. You've missed Steele a couple of times. You guys have tried to get on the phone. When you do have that phone conversation, what's your goal coming out of it?
Well, it was. I would like to hear what he has to say. I mean, so realistically, this will be a Coach Steele led conversation, because this was instigated, by him. So I would be listening to hear what he has to say, and hopefully it's an apology. I would suspect that's what it is, and that as men, we could just settle those things. And man, we understand sports, fellas. We understand the intensity of games, the moments where we don't feel calls are fair going our way. I'm a former athlete, so I understand that. And so in the moment, it was heated, absolutely. But now we've had a couple of days to kind of, calm down a little bit. Calmer heads prevail usually. And so, but basically, just have a talk, make apologetics, and just kind of just a brief conversation about that. But mainly, I suspect that he'll be apologizing.
What if he goes the other way? What if he says to hell with your speaker?
That'll be something.
Well, that's his opinion. This is still being handled by our athletic director, so he could say that, and that's fine. And it's freedom of speech. So what that means today, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's fine. If he takes it there, that's fine. But I'm not going to get into a tizzy or back and forth with him about it. I would hope that he would be professional enough to say, hey, man, listen, I apologize. I thought it would have happened by now, but we'll see what happens.
I got a question. Have you thought about what was the song that was playing? Have you thought the song set him off? It's got nothing to do with you, but he's like, man, I hate Katy Perry, and he just threw the thing?
Man, that is hilarious. That is the number one question. The second most asked question outside of am I okay? But at that particular time, the band was actually playing, because at the halftime on the buzzer, the band plays our fight song so that the teams could get to the locker room. So I can't remember if I was actually playing at the time, because there's some transition there before I go right on at halftime. So, and remember, this is production time. And so I wish I could go back and tell you exactly what it was, but I can't tell you if it was a specific song, but I know he was mad about a few calls. And fair enough, because if you watch that game, there were some questionable calls both ways. And I know we're not here to get into that, but I mean, it was hard not to see a lot of those calls, man, especially when you courtside, when you're right there. I'm like, wow, and that's both ways. I'm a fair guy, I'm Broncos to my heart, but fair is fair when you're looking at the court in these calls, man. So he was rightfully upset with that. I think he even got teed up, man. And so the rest were kind of, whew. But, so if
Chuck,
I answer your question, my bad.
Chuck, did you end up playing hurt? Like the speakers broken, boards broken? Did you find a way to DJ that second half?
Oh, so you guys didn't see that camera angle where I was carried off by EMT.
Yeah, right.
No, but like, could you finagle it? Did you find a way to get the wires going? Like, were you able to get any sound that second half?
I was, man, but
Okay.
it was bad. It was bad. I had to eventually put my like the earphones I have on now, man. I had to put in another set because it was a crazy distortion coming out of that speaker. So it wasn't the same. I was able to play on, yes, I had to, but I had to disconnect from that booth that speaker was plugged into and just turn the speaker to the side because it was the distortion. It was bad. And then when you're on headset and you're getting feedback, it just doesn't work, man.
That's why he's the most incredible, guys. The show must go on. Broncos coming up just a little bit short, but not our guy, Chuck. Hey, best of luck, dude. I hope you get a brand new board, brand new speaker. You deserve it. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you.
And an iconic moment.
Thank you, fellas. Y'all take care. Thanks for having me.
Easy, Chuck.
Our first hero of March, our guy, most incredible DJ Chuck. Go follow him on Instagram, guys. Coming up next, it's time for my favorite segment. It always goes well for me. It's Davey Day Trading Global Stock Up and Stock Down. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah. What's going on? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We do it every Monday, okay? An entire weekend takes place, and then we do some trading. It's time for Davey Day Trading Global Stock Up, Stock Down. Who should you be buying and selling in the sports world? Dave, take it away.
Yeah, and I don't have a ton of buys this week, and maybe because sports is slow, but Saturday Night Live, they had the men's hockey team and then the women's hockey team kind of made fun of that whole situation. Stock up. That was very well played. And if we're looking at the scorecard on that, I was right all the way along, 100% on that. Tyler Reddick, NASCAR, 3 straight wins, which is, I think, ties a record or unheard of.
No, it's never been done before. A team's
never
done
been
it,
done,
but it's never been done by an individual driver.
And so how can that not be a stock up? Tyler Reddick, Michael Jordan, it's his team. Stock up, stock down. Sean Lowry, golf. Absolute. What?
Shane.
What did I say?
Sean.
Well, his name's Sean after this performance, guys.
No, it's
Shane Lowry. Thank you for correcting me. Shane Lowry, absolutely a meltdown. Hits 2 into the water. His post-game press conference, you almost felt for the guy. He's like, I couldn't feel the face of my club. I don't know what happened. I've never had this. And he did have a collapse early in the year, but not like this. Just very few sports where it's almost like you can't hit a layup again in basketball as a pro player. Just total meltdown. So stock down, Shane Lowry. The arena horn in the Cavs-Pistons game, it was stuck this weekend. Like 10 minutes of just the horn going off. Brutal scene there. The McDonald's CEO. Have you seen the McDonald's CEO commercial of him talking about this new burger?
Yeah, the new $12
viral
burger. Yeah.
And this guy looks like he's from a movie or something. Like he's like a AI character of what you see like a weird CEO look like. Like this guy. Now, there is a flip side where people like he's getting so much publicity for this new burger by being weird, but he looks fake. So I have him in stock down. Max Clark, this is the Tigers draft pick. He wears like 9,000 chains as a rookie. He looks like he's, if Space Jam, a bad guy for a baseball player. And then he drops 2 pretty routine fly balls, like very routine. Walker, you're on screen and you're just like, you're on your phone. You're paying no attention to what I'm doing. Stock down, Brandon Walker.
Hold on. You know why I have to do that? Because you took like 3 of my stock ups and stock downs, so I'm having to readjust over here because you go first and you take them all.
So this guy, listen, if you want to, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume real diamonds. Can they be real diamonds? That'd be more than his contract, I think. But if you're going to wear that much jewelry as a rookie, you can't be dropping fly balls. You just absolutely cannot be dropping fly balls. So stock down him. Take the jewelry off till you get your fly ball game under control. T-Bob, you joined the list. Because I heard you earlier coughing and sneezing, and you said it's allergies. I'm not sick. It's absolutely one of my pet peeves in life. When people, they know, well, who wants a sick person around? Oh, it's allergies. No, you're sick.
Dave, I'm not sick. What about this? I've never lived in the Midwest before, so I'm dealing with new allergies here. I'm eating local honey.
That doesn't fly. Stop
Come on.
now. I wasn't going to put this one in because I don't want to. This is a sports show, not politics. But there's a politician who attacked me, Eric Sewell from California. What's his name? Sewell?
Swalwell? Is that right?
Swalwell.
Sean.
So he came out of the clouds. He's like, stick to sports, the old shut up and dribble thing that people got mad about. But he's you're whiny, and maybe I am whiny. But I did 1 second of research on this guy, and he got tricked by a Chinese spy named Fang Fang and got kicked off of like the intelligence committee. So if you're going to attack me from the clouds, I have a rule. Rule 1 is do not get tricked by a Chinese spy named Fang Fang. Stalk down Eric Sewell. He also maybe farted on live TV, not sure.
Is this a Chad GPT Eric Sewell answer here?
I didn't even have to go. I just put his name. It came up everywhere. Fang Fang.
Wow. Fang Fang. Stock up on Fang Fang. Brandon?
All right, my stock up. So I had a lot of the same ones that he has. USA Hockey for going on Saturday Night Live and being.
I already said that.
Stock down on this guy right here for taking all of them, and then when you try to go yourself and you try to add something, he called you out for being on your phone. Well, yeah, I'm trying to rewrite the whole segment because you took it all. Stock up, CM Punk. CM Punk the other night in Chicago. I know you probably didn't see it, Dave, but in Chicago, in the United Center, first time WWE's there for 30 years. He did the old 1991 Bulls intro with the Alan Parsons Project Sirius. It was incredible. The lights went out. They did the whole thing. They went and got the announcer from 30 years ago from the Bulls games to do it.
I did that with High Noon when I made the commercial. I had the same exact announcer for the Bulls and the starting 5 of flavors for High Noon. Been there, done that. You didn't put me on stock up.
I'm about to burn this building to the ground.
I literally got the same. I got the same.
This is exactly what everybody gets to talk about. And he wants to have all the glory, okay?
You did walk into that one.
I didn't walk into anything. All right, stock up. Connor Griffin. Not the Barstool one, Connor Griffin, the prospect.
Connor Griffin.
This is the most exciting prospect to enter baseball in a long time. He homered again yesterday. He's got 3 home runs in the spring. He's incredible. And Dave said Tyler Reddick. I'm going to say Michael Jordan. His team's won 3 straight NASCAR races. Stock down, Sean Lowry, the golfer. That was hard to watch yesterday, man. That was hard to watch. He's never had double bogeys back-to-back in his entire career.
Oh, no.
Until he takes the lead in the back 9 yesterday. Yeah. It was incredible. It was what a meltdown. It was bad. Stephen Pearl. I know we had Bruce Pearl here earlier. Bruce, you had your players at Auburn. You trapped them by retiring the day before before practice started. And your son has absolutely tanked this program in a year. They're on the outside looking in now. They're 6-10. That was an abysmal loss the other day to Ole Miss at home. Ole Miss is terrible. Ole Miss has a losing record. They lost at home. Stock down on Stephen Pearl and stock down on, I believe it was UMass hockey. Is it UMass hockey that was playing UConn? It's a tie game. They're going on a breakaway. UMass hockey turns on the strobe lights, dims the lights in the arena, ruins the breakaway for UConn hockey. They're about to lose. You got to see it. I didn't tell the people to bring up that video, but again, I had to readjust because Dave took everything.
Shout out. Stephen Pearl may be a loser right now, but he's about to get one of those Auburn buyouts potentially. And that's always a nice way to.
I was in Arkansas. We were talking about the Sam Pittman buyout. Rumor on the street out there is at Oaklawn, great track, is that he's having the time of his life. There is no better job than a college football buyout coach.
Yeah. Sam Pittman, Coach O, Dan Mullen, these are some of the guys that did it the right way. All right, when we get back, we'll get our stock up and stock down. We got plenty more to get to here at Wake Up Barstool, FS1. Grab you a coffee. Let's have ourselves a morning, guys. Stock up for beating my allergies with honey tea.
Look at this beautiful shot here.
All right, welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Time for their continued stock up, stock down, and everything that happened before this is erased from the list, so I'm no longer on stock down. My first stock up, Casey Concepcion, very good college wide receiver trying to make the NFL. A lot of people were clowning him for maybe struggling to answer some questions during the combine. Well, he's someone who's dealt with a stutter, a speech impediment his entire life. To have the balls to go up there, do your best, represent others that have stuttering issues and have overcome them. Shout out Casey's Concepcion.
We got a stutter guy, don't we? Don't we got a stutter
Joey
guy?
Langone.
Joey.
Yeah.
Who? Oh,
Joey Langone.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
remember
dude.
when you put him on the broadcast of the Yankees game and he spoke in perfect, unbroken English?
Yeah, I remember him. He came into my office before I knew he had a stuttering and he couldn't speak. I just spit it out. He had a stuttering.
So there seemed to be a lot of that with KC.
Joey's the best, though. Joey's
KC overcame it. Shout out KC. Hey, stock up. Part of my take. 10 years in the game.
Yes.
What a podcast. What a show. Really, I mean, look at what it's led to here. Maybe not be the tennis podcast, but eventually they'll get there. Shout out Part of my take. Stock up. The NFL salary cap literally up over $300 million for the first time. Another $20+ million increase. Stock up Harrison Ford. He just got a Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, that's Han Solo, Indiana Jones, maybe the coolest man ever. Stock up, Brandon, you might like this. Did you see the Honus Wagner card sales?
I did.
$3.6 million for a Honus Wagner card Saturday night. This comes off of $5 million just last week. Brandon,
I have a question.
you make a lot of money.
No,
you got to make a lot more if you want one of these.
Stop right there.
Yes,
Dave, I want to ask you a question before you ask your question. You got money now. We grew up about the same time. You had to be into cards when you were young.
I was.
How come you hadn't, now that you got real money, like gotten back into it and got some expensive cards?
Well, that actually dovetails a little bit into like what I was going to say here. So the Honus Wagner card for somebody of my generation, that was always the card, for whatever reason. But then, like that guy, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, whatever his name is, he's wearing like a gold chain with some Kobe, was it a LeBron double card? It's like $20 million, I thought they said, or something. Like, so the new cards are wildly confusing to me, how they're like, the new ones can be worth so much right off the bat, and there's different So to answer your question, I'm totally and completely confused by the new card era. People try to send every day, hey, I got this Drake May,
Sure.
What? I don't get it. So that's my answer.
They create their own urgency by only making like 1 of 1 cards or 1 out of 10 cards, and they'll have patches, they'll have autos.
I don't like that.
And sometimes when they get, they get guys like Kobe and LeBron or Kobe and Michael on the same. I think the one he had was Kobe and Michael. Yeah. But they get them on the same card. That's very, very rare.
Well, Brandon, shout out, stock up Michael Jordan. He had a 1 of 1 1997 card that sold for $2.1 million.
Yeah, so I'm like the card thing. My day, you pick a guy.
Yeah.
Greg Jeffries bust, but you try to find the guy and the early guy, and then we all probably know the names, Ricky Jordan, Greg Jeffries, whoever it may be. And then they're great, and then years go by, the card goes up or you trade value. This instant, we produce a new card, and just because we only do like 1, it's instant value. It honestly feels like crypto to me a little bit. Like maybe it goes up or maybe this whole market collapses, but I don't get it.
Hey,
Well,
Dave, I bet Topps will give you a ton of money to do some business with them. I mean, a ton. They pay so much money to do stuff.
It's like Magic the Gathering. They made the 1 ring card.
That seemed like a joke. Was that a joke?
No, it wasn't.
No. He's being serious. You would get a lot of money to do.
Dave,
stuff
if
for
you
them.
got into it, you'd get a lot of money.
Get into it. What?
I don't know. I'm just saying. If you
want,
publicly collected cards,
Yes.
Topps would give you a lot of money.
They want people
you.
to watch your videos, unboxing, cracking packs. Yes.
I know you like making money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, I generally do it in things that I'm genuinely interested in, which makes it authentic. I don't know.
Stock up
You grew up
Oaklawn.
liking cards. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be inauthentic. Go ahead.
Stock up Oaklawn. I'm sure the races are great this weekend. Love that place. And then finally, I'm going to go back to Tyler Reddick, guys. But I want to play the video because I think, so you just said this has to be one of the best feelings of all time. You can go ahead and play it while I'm talking. So Tyler Reddick wins his 3rd race start of the season, 3 in a row, first to ever do that. His son is on the car. He's celebrating with his son. And there's Michael Jordan kind of sheepishly waiting on the edge to dap him up. I mean, that's got to be one of the all-time best feelings that's ever existed. Shout out Tyler Reddick. Stock up.
Shout out me. I met Michael Jordan about a month ago. Played golf at the Grove. Got introduced to him, and I was sheepish because he's not going to know. He's like, what are we going to do about them Wolverines? He knew me up and down. That was a great moment for me in my life.
Wow, let's go. Stock up, Dave.
Stock up Wolverines.
Stock up myself. Liam, Meek, what do y'all got?
Stock up, LeBaron Philon, 23 points in the game winner for Alabama over Tennessee. That was their first lead of the game with 23 seconds left.
Look, Rico, there you go, dude.
Taj Gibson, he's signed back in the NBA with a tanking Grizzlies team for his 17th season. The guy loves basketball. Clint Capella, stock up, because DeAndre Ayton, after a game, said, I ain't no Clint Capella. And it made people realize Clint Capella's had a pretty good NBA career and he deserves more respect. Stock down, Lou Dort. He had allegedly tried to injure Nikola Jokic on Friday night. It made people realize, oh, Lou Dort just attacked the other team's best player. He's Draymond Jr. Stock down, Jalen Tyson. One of the dumbest fouls I've ever seen. On Friday night, he fouled a shooter on a half-court shot up 3.
That was a call. That was a high school game.
No, this is NBA.
Oh, I saw the one that
Cavs.
Dave's talking about. I missed
I didn't hear the
Cavs
name. The
one.
high school, we had that play where the guy missed the free throw down 2, and
Yeah.
College.
on a
college.
full
That was
court
college.
3, the worst call. Ref prison, instant.
It was NAIA college.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson, stock down. He had a career high streak of 35 straight games played, and last night. And my other stock down, people who hate the NBA 65-game rule. People are like, oh, if Shea doesn't hit his games played, if Jokic doesn't hit his games played, Wemby doesn't hit his games played, we just have to give the MVP to Cade Cunningham. Oh no, you're giving the MVP to the guy that's leading the best team in the NBA right now. Just give the awards to the players that play the game. Working matters.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go, Meek.
Stock up, NFL Combine freaks, although there might be some hoopla going on with the 40-yard dash times and trying to juice them some more people care about it. Arnold Palmer's API this week. I'm going to break the record for Arnold Palmer's consumed in 1 week. Stock down, Shane Lowry again. Insane that this man lost that golf tournament. Stock up for me in turn, because I warned my friends here at Barstool in the Chicago office, do not bet Shane Lowry this week. He will choke this tournament away. He will never win this tournament. It's all he wants to do in life. He could play it till he's 90 years old. He'll never win this tournament. Stock down, Ohio State football. The fact that they weren't able to truly contend for a national championship with that number of incredible freaks on their roster is an indictment on Ryan Day. One more stock down on the fly because T-Bob brought it up with the tennis podcast. The Big T. The Big T is a tennis podcast on the Tennis Channel. And I think that we should be suing for some sort of infringement on behalf of our good friend Big T.
Oh, yeah, there we go, dude. All right, Liam, great job. Blunt model, stuck up. When we get back, guys, let's go ahead and close out today's Monday show. More from Dave Portnoy and Brandon Walker coming up next. Get him, Liam. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, guys. World Baseball Classic cranking up this week. I'm going to be interested to see how excited you get about that.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm thinking the U.S.
Okay.
It's maybe where I'm kind of leaning right now. But it's one of I'm just like, I'm not going to sit here and like say, oh, I can't wait, but I'm being interested to see if it kind of infects me, a la like a.
What channel is it on?
Something.
FS1.
I love it. I'm very excited for the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Everybody should be right here on Fox and FS1.
It's like the Olympics of baseball. I love it. I can't wait for it. Also, by the way, I'm going to give a little something here. Everybody sit down, take pen and paper. Boston Celtics right now are about 11-1 to win the NBA championship. All signs point to Tatum coming back. They're coming off the championship 2 years ago. That is a steal at that price. I'm not saying they win it, but they're the best team in the East by a mile with him back.
Any, I mean, I know this is so basic, but like any worry about kind of upsetting the flow when Tatum gets back with Jaylen Brown doing so good in his absence?
No.
Okay, fair.
There's probably
Nerds, did we miss anything?
No.
wow, perfect show.
Yeah, we got
Perfect show.
Okay, great guys.
You weren't ready at all, were you?
Meek, how do we feel about ABS?
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. 2 for 2. Meek,
What an
that's what I'm
electric
talking
finish
about, guys.
from the desk.
There's a 15-year-old playing in Indian Wells this week. I'm not going to bring it up because you don't care about it.
Just shout out, third place finish, Silver Syndicate. Ran his heart out, just not good enough again.
Go Grays. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow here on Wake Up Barstool.